Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. There's a website in the back here, chrisann.com, which is down at the bottom if you want to see it, chris-ann.com. So if you want to search out her stuff, feel free to do that. Supportive Oracle cards, Wisdom of the Hidden Realms Oracle cards by Colette Baron Reed. There's a website here for Colette, ColetteBaronReed.com. I think there's a couple other websites, so feel free to freeze frame and search out what you want if you'd like to. Okay. What do we have for Cancer? Well, something with a lot of passion is there, that's for sure. I guess we're going to do this. Is this working for... Okay, definitely a shock. Like, definitely there's a shock. And the Chorus King showed up again. It showed up in Pisces, too. Somebody else is losing control. There's a change. You got the Tower coming in on one deck, and you got the Lightning, the Lady of the Lightning, which is another Tower version, in my opinion, which I have a hard time holding on to. I feel like this is somebody else that's making a big change. Big change. Seems to be coming forward. It's taking a minute for you to decide if you really are okay with it. I think it's good. Somebody has to go into their next phase. The Winged Ones here. What I'm getting from this is it's actually a beautiful change. This can be very comfortable. I feel like if you flow with this, if you're able to flow with this, and at first I'm not thinking you're really going to like it, then you don't have to at first, but just kind of like step back and let it kind of let it linger for a minute, figure out what it actually is. Like, you know, like what is that I'm dealing with? What is really here? Do I really like this? Do I really not? It's almost like when you get a new, then somebody gives you like a new dessert or a new hors d'oeuvre that you've never heard of, and you're like, I don't really know if I like this or not. It's different. I just don't know. It's just different. I don't know what to think of it. So they're saying just give it a second. It's not saying you're going to like it or you're not. You might actually love it. You might not. But they're saying hold back. Give it a minute to just kind of like hang out there and figure out what's the deal. Give yourself a minute to possibly be okay with it. Because things are not going to stay the same. This is going on with the other side. Whoever you're dealing with actually does want to keep you in their life. They do want to keep you around, but it's kind of like they have to accept that things are changing. And they're going towards something new. You can still be a part of their life, but I feel like once they accept that roles are going to change a little bit. Once they accept that, I feel like this goes easier. And the more you're kind of like, you know what, it's going to happen. Things are going to change. The more you can support that energy and give them that confidence, kind of like, you know what, roles are going to change, but we can still stay connected. We don't have to walk away from each other. This doesn't have to completely end between us. How often we see each other, that may change, but the overall connection does not have to go away. The more you can support that energy, the easier it is for them to keep this connection alive because they want to. There's some type of change here. It makes you nervous because when they're going into this situation, you don't know what's going to happen next. And I feel like your knee-jerk reaction is like, oh, okay, I don't know how we're going to stay connected after they make this change. It's almost like if this is a work acquaintance or something like that, if they go to a whole nother job, you're like, I don't like that. Well, how are we going to be friends if we don't see each other at work? There's still options, you know. It's one of those things. It's kind of like, and if you encourage this person and say, I would still, you know, I'm going to miss you. I'd still like to see you. Like, we can hang out outside of work later if you want. like when you go into this new thing, I'd still like to stay your friend if you're interested. But if you're not, I understand. But I feel like they want to keep you in their life. This is somebody who really cares about you. But there may be some question about like roles and like, you know, boundaries and stuff like that. I've seen that with people that have been like, there's been one person in a management role, another person like in a worker bee role, if you will. I'm typically in worker bee roles. But like, they keep a line, they get along really well at work, but they keep a certain line, like they don't cross it, like they don't hang out outside of work. But then, for example, a manager will go somewhere else and say like, you know, now that things are different, I feel more comfortable hanging out with you outside of work if you want to be friends like that, because we don't work in the same place anymore. I don't see the problem anymore. And the other person will be like, yeah, I think that's cool too. Let's do that. I've seen that happen before, which seems to be when I've seen it happen, it's more comfortable for both people after that work situation is no longer a factor. It seemed like for both people they liked it better that way. Like while they worked together, they both seemed to like that line, but when they disconnected from the work situation and they had different places, then they, you know, updated the way they wanted to. It seemed to work very well for both sides. Whoever you're dealing with, I feel like they need to move forward. They do need to move forward, whoever this is. It's something they need, they want, it'll work for them. But like either you're the person or you're an example of this group of people. You might be a piece of this group of people, you know, a component, that they're like, I don't really want to walk away from that. They do need to move forward. They don't want to lose the connection with you. I keep getting like they don't want to lose that connection, but they are called to move forward. And it's something that they need to do. It's something that they would do better with your support. It's one of those things, though, it's kind of like hard. It's like, I don't really want this person to go, but I do understand that they need to. The connection is changing. When this card pops up, it's the Death card. It says Death and Rebirth, which I love for this card. It's basically saying the way things were are going to definitely not keep going, but something new can be born from the situation. It's kind of like, again, a work situation changing. Somebody you really like you work with, they're going somewhere else. That you no longer work with each other, so that's the end of that, but a whole new version of this relationship could come forward if you're hanging out outside of work. I think it's the easiest way to talk about it. Because I feel the shock coming in is like, you know what, this actually became a new life. This new life that was birthed from this, with a lot of passion, is much better than I thought it could be. I wasn't really seeing this as an option before. When this person goes on to other things, they might have other ideas for you, or they might be able to tell you things they couldn't tell you before. They might have like, by the way, this is going on there if you want this, or by the way, this could go on. They might have this whole new perception of life or whole new connection. For example, they go to this new place of work. I've seen this before too. They go working somewhere else, and they find out opportunities that you would be perfect for at this new place of work. And they're like, hey, I love it here. You might love it here too. I just want to put that out there for you so you could look into this if that's something you're interested in. This is a connection where this other person doesn't want to lose you, and they want to like give you what they can. If they can bring you forward with them, they would love to. Seems to be completely optional on your side. I get judgment in your favor with the Ace of Wands. If you decide you want it, it's there for you. If you decide, you know what, as long as I can keep this connection with this person, we can do this in different places, that's completely cool too. I feel like when judgment is in your favor, it's literally like, however you want this to go forward next, you have a lot of options, but it's what's comfortable to you, what works for you, what's better for you. You have this possibility with the Ace of Wands. For a lot of you, whatever this person's going into, they are seeming to find you an opportunity too. I'm getting that with the Ace of Wands. They're finding an opportunity that you could take advantage of. But I also want to say, with the Ace of Wands, it's not just going to sit there for years and years and years. Think of a torch, a really brightly burning torch. It doesn't burn forever. Like, some torches burn quite a few good hours, but at some point it's going to run out of fuel and it's going to burn out. So if you want this opportunity, I feel like most of you have like a month and a half total to make up your mind. If you don't want it, that's okay, but if you do want it, just realize the opportunity will not hold forever. But judgment is in your favor if you want it. Is there anything else? Like, we got the destiny, the control thing here, and the stress. Other people don't like that this person's moving on either. And if you try to move on with them, the difficulty they had moving on, you're going to experience the same difficulty if you decide to follow their lead, whatever that means. So wherever they went, whatever they changed into, whatever change they made, and I can see where some people might be like, say it's your partner and they're changing their place of work, and you're kind of like, well, that's going to change our whole family dynamic and how we do things at home. Whatever difficulty they had making that change, if they're kind of like, you know what, there's an opportunity for here for you too, you should take it so you could do better, we can both be happier. If you're making that same change, whatever difficulty that first person had, you seem to have the same issues. I don't know why that's repeating, but it just seemed to be repeating. That's interesting to me, but it's if you decide to take that same offer, just to be fair. Or if it's like a similar type of situation, because I feel like I've known people who've, like, some people have left for a different job at a different place. Another person has also gone to that place, but in a whole different role. But I kind of remember, like, people had bad attitudes about it when each person left. I don't remember why. It was a long time ago, but it was similar. I do remember that very slightly. It was a long time ago. Anything else? All right, I guess it's all about if you want it or not, but I hope it works for you. Thank you for watching this reading. I hope it helped. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Again, thanks for watching, and have a great day.